Hey, listeners, welcome to Baggage Claim. I'm your host, Lauren Osborne. And before we start today's episode, I just want to say thank you for, as always, tuning in. I know that my episodes are usually earlier in the week, but I did go to Bravocon and I had to recover. Don't worry, I will be doing a short bonus episode talking about Bravocon because it was an experience and I loved it. On today's episode, I'm joined by my friend and guest, Tiara. And we're talking about cuffing season, and she's cuffed up and in love. I know that last month was really heavy, and we had some really heavy baggage that I felt we needed to share. And I've gotten some really good feedback. I thought it was genuine, authentic, and necessary. That being said, I think it's time to, warm up our hearts a little bit and talk about love. And if you ever meet Tiara, and when she talks about her boyfriend, she actually glows. So on this episode, we're going to talk about the cuffing season and what it looks like to be in love during it. As always, I really appreciate you guys listening to Baggage Claim. Please like, share, and review. Also, check out my website, checkyourbags.com. I also have a Facebook page, and my Instagram is Checkin' Your Baggage. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Hey, listeners, welcome to Baggage Claim. I'm your host, Lauren Osborne. And as you know, on this podcast, we're here to bring all types of baggage. We like to explore the contents of our luggage. And then each episode, we pick something we want to check in and then a souvenir that we want to take with us. And we're always supposed to leave each episode feeling a little lighter. So I have a guest with me. She is a friend I met on the internet.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Does the Geneva app count as the internet?
I think it does, right?
It's the internet then.
Tiara, welcome to Baggage Claim. Everyone say, hey, Tiara.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you. Nice to meet everybody.
Thank you so much for joining this podcast and being my guest. How is your day going? How is your week going?
Girl, longest week of my life.
Okay.
Thank God for mimosas.
Yeah, pretty much. That's
beyond
that bubbly sound you guys hear.
Yes. Over the weekend, I had a cold. And so, I've just had, the nastiest sinus headache all week. Girl, I've been fighting for my life.
Oh, no.
Today's the first day I haven't had it. So, it's been nice, but it was just a super busy day because everything I put off earlier in the week. Well, I say earlier in the week. It's Wednesday.
Right. It's been a heavy few weeks.
Girl, okay. So everything I put off, I had to cram in today so I don't have to bleed it into my weekend. Thank God. I got the list done.
Well, congratulations. I'm happy to hear
you.
that. Have you ever been on a podcast before?
No, I have not.
So thank you again for letting me be your first podcast experience.
Absolutely.
I know we've been chatting for well over an hour, so I feel like we're revved up and
absolutely
and ready to go.
Absolutely. Let's do this.
So on this show, I like to do icebreaker questions because you haven't been on the show before. I get to do my regular one. So I'm super excited because we really didn't have them that much in the month of October. And then if you want to ask me a question, feel free and I'll answer it.
Okay, bet.
Let's rewind for a second. Could you tell the listeners a little bit about you?
Well, I'm not that interesting, but obviously you know my name. I'm in my late 20s. I moved to Dallas about a year and a half ago. 17 hours away from home. I'm from North Carolina. Best decision I ever made in my life. Nothing says I don't have to deal with family drama like not answering the phone, baby. Right. It hit different. It's life-changing.
Okay.
It's been a great experience. Beyond that, I am your average nerdy girl. I do nothing but play video games, read books, go to museums, go hiking. If you can't find me, I'm on the couch in somebody's forest on the trail. That's pretty much it. Or in a bookstore. I spent all my money in Barnes & Noble. Okay. Much to my boyfriend's chagrin, but he'll be fine.
No half-price books.
Girl, look, I'll be in there too, baby. It don't matter where it is. I'm in there. I'm in your local library. I'm at a Books A Million. I don't discriminate.
Now, are you a person that likes classics and first editions, or does it matter? Or
I don't discriminate, baby.
Okay.
You name it, it's getting read.
Okay, I like that. Well, welcome to Baggage Claim. I'm Lauren. I'm a Libra, and I'm your host. Thank you.
Ooh, a Libra. Yes.
I am. What's your sign?
Scorpio.
November 14th.
Yes. It's a good birthday.
Scorpio season.
Yes. The superior season, just saying.
Superior season. I think Libras would beg to differ, but
girl, yes they would, because both my mama and my sister are Libras, and they heard me say that, girl, it'd be a fight.
Right? Like, we're not, are they September Libras or October Libras?
My sister's in October, my mom's in September. She's September 30th. My sister is October 14th. So I have both.
I love that.
I
love that for both of them. Okay, so let's do the icebreaker questions,
yes,
and then
absolutely.
We'll hop into the baggage. Okay, question 1. What is one thing that you would want the world to know about you?
Girl, one thing I would want the world to know about me, that my resting bitch face does not mean I'm mean. Please come talk to me. Please talk to me. And I don't know what I sound like, so sometimes I sound like an asshole, but really, on the inside, I'm just cuddly. Like, just talk to me. It's fine.
Okay. Do you feel like that's like just in general since you were like younger, or when you got older and you...
Oh, girl, this has been my whole life. From day, you can ask my mom, from day one, resting bitch face as a 4-year-old. Like...
Okay. Thank you. Question 2. What did emotions look like in your home growing up?
Oof, girl. Honestly, emotions didn't really exist in my home growing up, as weird as that is to say. Like, my family is very much, they only express anger or joy.
Okay.
As in, I wouldn't say that they, said things like, oh, crying is shameful. But I can definitely tell you I come from a family where no one tried to share tears amongst each other. Like, instead of seeking comfort, everyone kind of cried in the shower and stuff like that. Which is so weird. And it's so not hard. Something I noticed as a child. I didn't notice until I was older, and I was talking to my mom about it. She was like, yeah, you got that for me. And I was like, girl, that's not a brag.
Right?
Ma'am, that is not a flex. I should have been able to deal with this before now, but yes.
Like coping skills.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, beyond that, now it was a lot of joy and a lot of yelling for anger, but beyond that, those were the only like real emotions that existed.
Okay. And then the final question of the icebreakers: what does joy look like to you?
Ooh, that's a hard one. Joy for me is loud and obnoxious, if that makes any sense. Like, joy for me is like all consuming. Like, I would say joy is definitely much more than happy is. So for me, it's just like you feel it in your toes kind of joy. Like, joy is just in your chest, in your spirit, and you got to say it out. You got to sing it out loud.
I like that. I like your description for joy.
Thank you.
So today's episode, we're talking about the L word, how we get to the L word, and cuffing season. And I feel like we can combine them all because we're working with joy today. So we're not going to do toxic cuffing season.
Absolutely
we're going to do cuffing seasons that work and the baggage that comes with them. Because I always say baggage looks different for everyone, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, right? It's what you carry and it's what you want with you, right?
Right.
Sometimes things you don't want, but it's the things you carry. And so I feel like you've got to carry the good things too. So I'm single. Yeah. Not cuffing season for me necessarily.
Mine is cuffed season, past tense.
Yours is cuffed. And so I want to know, because I feel like I've been single for a little while. I want to know what your thoughts on cuffing season are, like how we can describe it. I think we should talk about what it's like to like fall in love, what we think that is, and then we'll kind of go from there and we'll see what happens. Yeah?
Absolutely.
What does it mean to you to be in love?
Oof. To be in love is like to want to spend your life with that person, to like spend, I won't say all of your time, because sometimes you got to get away, but to want to spend a ridiculous amount of time with that person, even if y'all are doing nothing on the couch all day. That's what it is for me. Like, just enjoying someone's company while doing nothing, while doing anything, just being in their space. It just hits different.
It goes beyond like an infatuation with someone or like kind of like a desire, even though you find them desirable. When you're in love, I think that you love everything about them. Like,
yes,
even
it's
if
definitely
like
all consuming.
all consuming, right? Like
Yes.
it's you love the way they laugh. You love the way they order things in the drive-thru. You know what I mean?
Yes, you love all the inside jokes and all the weird quirks and everything, girl.
And besides this relationship, because you are very happy, I could tell. Like,
yes,
you can
absolutely.
see this. It's booming, glowing energy. So, is this the first time you've ever been in love?
As an adult, yes, because as teenagers, we always swore we was in love and we was not. We were confused. But yes, absolutely. This is our first serious love, and thank God I picked a good one because yes.
And okay, and you guys have been together for how long?
July made 2 years, so we're rounding out about 2.5.
Okay, and in terms of cuffing season, wait, you said July is 2 years, so you met in the hot girl summer era,
girl. I met in my whole season. Let's be honest.
Let's talk about how you went from that season, City Girls Up,
girl,
because it had to have really formed in a cuffing right at the cuffing turn. And when we say cuffing season, you guys, it's after summer when it starts, when the season changes, when it starts to get a little chillier. There's not as many outside activities. Where you do want to do winter activities, but you want to be holding hands. You go see movies,
or you want to be somewhere with a blanket,
right? You want someone to lay with.
So,
you want to cuff up together.
Girl, I was in my I say in my whole season, but I didn't get the full-fledged hoe yet.
Right, I was going to say in your liberated season.
So we'd actually started like hanging out and stuff the September before.
The year before?
The year before. So the September of the year before.
In Texas?
No, in North Carolina.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, so take it all the way back. So
back.
From North Carolina, we started hanging September of North Carolina. In North Carolina. So I was just trying to I went through a season in my early 20s and my mid 20s of all I did was work. I missed everything because I was at work. I was just in my, it was just my thing. Mm-hmm. Really, I think it was just my way of avoiding things. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Mm-hmm. So we just started hanging out, just kind of pleasant. He had a dog, I had a dog. We'd meet up, go do dog park things. And it just slowly started developing into like a friends with benefits situation. So it was really just sneaky link type shenanigans,
and
right?
And why starting as a sneaky link and not something else? And I also believe in like divine timing in the universe and Yahweh working in ways that,
if we're being honest, mm-hmm. We just started spending so much time together. We were going out to eat together. We were even going and doing our grocery shopping together. Mm-hmm. And this is kind of how I knew he had feelings for me, because I hate grocery shopping. Mm-hmm. Hate it. He had this magical idea that if we grocery shop together, mm-hmm. that it would make me enjoy grocery shopping. It's been 2.5 years. I still don't enjoy it.
Right.
I still don't. But you know what? I let him have that. Mm-hmm. So that's how I developed. And then one night we basically kind of did shrooms together. Mm-hmm. And I just had a total meltdown. Oh my God, this is my
in North Carolina.
Yes. Oh my God, this is my soulmate. Oh my God. So obviously I'm saying this to him, and this is crazy because this is my sneaky link. I'm confessing this to. Dramatic.
And are you with other people, like a group of friends?
No, it was just us. Thank God. Whew, girl, I couldn't handle that embarrassment in a public setting. But so after that, the next morning, half hungover, all to hell. Mm-hmm. We go get breakfast, and he was just like, well, since I'm your soulmate, will you be my girlfriend? And I was just like, oh God, yes. And so super dramatic me, but it just kind of worked out. And then right before I moved to Dallas, also in July, so I moved to Dallas basically at our 1 year, and I moved first. He originally wasn't going to move until later in the month, later towards the end of the year. Mm-hmm. But a lot of drama happened, and I lost the job I moved here for.
Oh, no.
Girl, that's a whole nother story for another time. But so I lost the job I moved here for, and within a month, he moved here. He got applied, got a job, and moved here, and we moved in together. And we've been thugging ever since. Damn. But this man literally moved from North Carolina to Dallas for me.
Right. Y'all don't have any family here, right?
No. Well, I have a friend of mine that I went to high school with, and her child is my godson. So we have them. But beyond that, baby, we don't have nobody. And he's originally from San Francisco.
Okay.
So his family is on the West Coast. My family is all on the East Coast. And here we are in the middle with nobody. And it's been nice, though. We've been thugging it.
I was going to say, it could be really freeing for it to just be like you two without.
Girl, it's insanely freeing. It just hits different. Nobody demanding my time. Why? Because you don't know me.
Right. I mean, so started out as Sneaky Leaks. Did you expect, like, when did you start getting a crush? Like, when did you start thinking, I kind of want to be cuffed up?
I don't know when. Maybe I would say maybe like 2 or 3 weeks before the whole shrooms meltdown shenanigans. And it was just because he was applying for a job in Florida, I think. And I was just like, no, Detroit. He was applying for a job in Detroit because that's where he worked before he moved to North Carolina. And he was like, like, if I apply to this job in Detroit, like, what are we going to do? And I was like, what do you mean, what are we going to do? Like, what does that mean? Like, and he was just like, we have so much fun together, and I don't really want to live in an area without you. And I was like, oh, that's dramatic. I like that.
That's cute.
I was like, that's dramatic. That's cute. And I basically was like, look, I'm sick of living in North Carolina anyway. Like, I will move to Detroit, and if it doesn't work out, I will move my ass back home. But like, I don't see the point in not taking an adventure where it goes.
Right.
So he didn't end up getting that job, but like after he got declined the job, he like came to my house after, and then then post shroom shenanigans. So then like 2 weeks later, he was like, I didn't get that Detroit job, but the whole time I was thinking about it, we were planning everything. I was just like, I think I love you. And I was like, you think you do or you do, bro? Like, you don't get to, either we in there or we inside or we outside. What your mama say when you was kids.
Right.
And so he was like, no, I do. Like, I love you. And I was like, that's crazy. And I like paused for dramatic effect.
Right.
And I was like, I love you too. He was like, oh, thank God.
That's so cute.
Girl, I had to hit him with a dramatic effect. Because he was stuck for like a good 2 seconds. But yeah, I loved him too.
That's so cute.
It is. And I was always the friend in the friend group. People swore was never getting married. Now look at me. Living my best life.
Like, you go together real bad.
Real bad.
So what are the qualities that you like about him? Love about him?
Honestly, he's just super chill. I consider myself insanely dramatic. He is very chill. Like, out there you deal with like people in life who anything will rattle them and they'll have a bad day because of it. Not him. He's just vibing. He just coasts through life like emotionally, and I'm like, that could be me. It's not though. So I love that about him. I love that when we're together, we have an insane amount of inside jokes. And anytime we're together, we're making a joke out of anything. Like, his brother got married a year ago, and we were waiting for the table at the restaurant for like the reception dinner or whatever. And we saw something random and went on a 3-minute tangent of adding funny things to the situation we saw. And we're just out of breath. Meanwhile, his family's just staring at us like we're psychos, and we're just falling all over each other laughing so hard. And it's just like, those are the things I love. Like, I like to laugh. So that, he's just super chill. We play a lot of video games together and separately. It's nice being a gamer who dates a gamer, because there's nothing more infuriating than trying to sink hours into a game and somebody's like, so can we go do something? No, we cannot. Grab this controller or shut up.
Yeah.
Or grab your controller or shut up. I don't know what you want from me.
My ex-husband was a bit of a gamer, and I just feel like if it's not the Nintendo Switch, like, I'm not really playing it.
See, I respect that. That's why I've always said gamers should date other gamers. Like, I'm not saying actively go seek one, but you just mesh well with somebody or gamers should date people who have big hobbies.
Yes.
Who invest lots of hours in hobbies. If you're somebody with no hobbies, you can't date a gamer. Because then you're going to want to do stuff and they're already doing stuff. You're just behind. But if you're somebody that can just go find a book while they're on the game for hours, y'all going to be fine.
Okay. I love that. Okay. So in your relationship, right? So moving and then moving together, have you cohabitated before?
No. Well, not with like a boyfriend. Like I've had roommates, obviously, but
Right.
no, this is the first boyfriend experience. It's been weird.
And it's been a year, right? Living together?
Yeah. And I bought a house recently, so
Congrats.
thank you. In this market, insane. But
I was going to say, holy shit.
girl,
Congrats.
we had to. That little 1-bed apartment was not hitting for us and 2 dogs. It just was not the move.
Mm-hmm.
It was not the move, especially big dogs. But yeah.
So I guess if you were going to say in terms of cuffing season, right?
Right.
What would have been the difficulties with beginning to cohabitate with each other? And what have been the pleasant surprises?
Okay, so I'm gonna do pleasant surprises first. Thankfully, the chores that one of us hates, the other doesn't mind.
Okay.
So I hate unloading a dishwasher, but he doesn't mind doing that. So he will unload the dishwasher and I will load it. I hate sweeping. I don't know why, but I love mopping. It's the same. It's literally the same motion.
Right.
He hates mopping, loves sweeping. So he sweeps and then I mop. So like little things like that for chores is just mind changing, like game changing, because it's like now we're not suffering and like dealing with shenanigans where you like one of us feels like the other does more in the house, because we realize that as a whole we both hate chores. So the least we can be doing is like doing them together and like laughing at stupid shit the whole time we're doing it. It just makes time go by a lot faster.
I love that.
Now the difficulties is you realize people just live differently. And I'm the type, I'm not the cleanest. I'm not like OCD level clean, but after a while, some shit I just cannot handle. Like, why are they 7 dishes on your computer desk?
Okay.
You walked into the kitchen to get a drink. You ain't bring the bowl with you? Stuff like that drives me crazy. So, like, anytime I see him done with something, I just be looking at him like, you better take that goddamn bowl in this. You better take this one. And then, I mean, obviously, like, we've done stuff like that. Like, we've worked on stuff like that. And it's just little quirks here and there. Like, he just leaves things behind and will wait until, like, the weekend, and then we'll clean everything up. In my head, it's like, you've walked past that bowl 4 times. Just take the bowl to the sink.
Right. Like
Why do we have to wait for Sunday? It's Tuesday. I'm not looking at this until Sunday.
Well, listen, I'm a neurospicy babe, so I get that, right? Then I feel guilty each time I walk past it.
Girl, that's me. That's me too, though.
Finally, I'll be like, oh God, okay.
Yes.
Just pick it up.
See, we're both neurospicy, but we're different neurospicy. So for him, he walks past it wherever it is and it just doesn't see it. For me, I put it in the sink and then don't see it. So it's the same issue, but for me, it's in the sink and it's closer to being clean than if it's in the living, like in the bedroom or in the living room.
Right.
So it just makes it different. I don't know. We're just both 2 neurospicy weirdos.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you are always looking for, you know? Okay. So now that you're almost on year 3, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is crazy.
Right? What do you think makes love last?
Girl, that's hard. What makes love last? I will say
here, I'll make it better because I feel like that could be like a broad statement and so for everyone.
Super broad.
What makes your love last?
Okay, I can answer. I think for us, it's just we tell ourselves that to just enjoy where we are. Like, I'm the type of person, I'm always thinking about what I could be doing in the future and what things will be like years down the road. And he's always the type that's like, why are we talking about like what life will be with kids? Can we just have a good time right now? And I'm like, you're right.
Right.
So I think making love last is just truly appreciating and enjoying where you are currently. And don't make problems out of tiny things. And apologize.
Okay.
Apologize. Like, I am one of those people where I don't hear my tone of voice when I speak unless I'm super focused on what I'm saying. So a lot of times I sound like a complete asshole when really I just thought I was talking in a regular tone. So when I hear it afterwards, I'll go back and be like, I'm sorry. I didn't intend for that to come out that way. Because what you don't want is for your partner to be low-key resentful of things and they're fighting their feelings. So they know you didn't mean it, but they still felt hurt by it. So they don't want to bring it up because they know you didn't mean it. You don't want to create an air for that. So we just try to anytime anybody's feelings are even remotely hurt, we just apologize for it.
Okay.
And kind of clear it.
What's his sign?
Scorpio, girl. We dangerous.
Oh my God.
Yes, his is
that's
November 1st.
That's what I thought you said, but then I was like, no. Ain't no way.
Yeah, you know what's so crazy? My entire life, I kept saying I could never date a Scorpio. And here we are, double Scorpioed in here.
That is intense.
Girl, the brooding is at an all-time high. When we both get mad, we just be walking through the house.
Just
just existing in the same house. So that's why we try to make a point of apologizing, because you know how that goes.
Yeah.
That can quickly downward spiral. So we just try to nip that before we end up holding grudges for no reason about tiny things that then spiraled into huge things.
So what advice would you give to someone who's falling in love for the first time? I have mine.
Girl, mine is really simple, actually. Pay attention. Pay attention. A lot of times we see, I don't even want to say just red flags. We just see questionable things that we're so enamored with the person, we just sweep under the rug and we don't think about how questionable that action was. So I really just tell people, pay attention. I'm not saying overanalyze it. I'm just saying pay attention and truly think about every questionable thing that you think popped up. Because maybe it was nothing, but maybe it was huge.
Right.
Because little questionable things can quickly turn into, oh God, I did not see that coming. But it's like, no, you didn't.
Girl.
But at the same time, you did. You just was praying that what you saw coming was not what was coming. Maybe it was. Just pay attention.
My original last name is not Osborne.
Girl, look.
I understand. Right?
Stay on your toes. Stay on your toes. And just learn how to communicate. People have got to learn how to communicate. There's my advice there. Communicate, say what you mean what you say, and pay attention.
I like that. I feel like my advice would be, of course, the pay attention. I think that's great advice. And I also think revel in it too.
Yeah. Ooh, girl, that's underrated right there.
I think that especially coming from a place where I feel like it's been a minute since I've been in love with someone, since I've fallen in love with someone. And so I feel like I'm aware that it's not like I know what I've had before. And the thing is, like, I fall hard, I love hard, and I'm pretty quick with it. So sorry to say it, I've been in love a few times. And I can honestly say that maybe before I was like 23 or something, maybe it wasn't. But after that, I feel like, love can like look differently. But I think that if I could go back, and what I want to do in the future and presently is like revel in that, because I think that it is such a gift to be able to love someone and be loved in return.
Girl, that's a proverb. You were preaching. Honestly, revel in it. Enjoy the ride. Because it's going to be great, and sometimes it's going to be ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times you're going to find yourself just looking over at them like, damn, I was not expecting this to feel this way. Damn, this is great. Like, it's nice.
Yeah.
Revel in it.
Revel in it.
That's what I'm taking away from the podcast. Before we get anything else, revel in it is what I'm taking away today.
Because I think like I used to for at least a decade say like, I love you to someone every day.
But I'm the same way, but that's because I believe in different categories of love. Like I tell all of my friends I love you, except one friend who's a dickhead, but he's my dickhead, so it's fine. But I tell all my friends I love you, because for me it's categories. It's like best friendship love, it's romantic love, it's family love. Like I don't want somebody to die and I'll be like, damn, I never told them I loved them, not one damn time.
But I feel like a romantic love, because of course, like the honeymoon season does fade and you go into like this regular routine. But I feel like in that routine, when you find or they find you, the person that you're with, and I think it's super important to remember, like, each day we're choosing each other, right?
Yes.
Each day we're picking each other. We're cuffed up. So what does that mean? Your friend, okay, so you two have each other. So in being here, have you all been able to like make friends as a couple?
Girl, no. But that's by choice though. My boyfriend is very much the type that likes to stay home. And I'm kind of fine with that because whatever. Like, it's kind of what it is. Because I go through seasons. Like,
Right.
sometimes I'm trying to be out in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'm trying to be in the sheets.
Right.
So it just depends. But he's very much the type. He just doesn't like to go out. Like, so if I meet someone and they're just like, oh, you've got a boyfriend, I got a boyfriend, let's hang out, I will suggest it to him and he'll go. Like, he'll never really tell me no.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to go do anything. And he'll usually have a great time, but he's never going to wake up one day and be like, I think we should go hang with someone. Not once. I have to suggest the plans, but he'll have the time of his life every time. But if I don't say, we have plans with so-and-so on Thursday, baby, he could live his whole life and not have made plans with no damn body and not have cared.
Was it like this before y'all moved?
Yes. This is who he is. I've accepted that.
Okay.
Which is fine with me because at least now I know where to find him. On his computer or on the couch. I don't care. He be living his best life in video games, but it's nice.
Do y'all travel together?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Is he a good travel partner?
Girl, you ever see the TikToks about the airport dad?
Yes.
No kids, but that's him.
Really?
Girl, he takes care of everything. I just show up.
Girl,
I have the time of my life.
I love that.
Baby, I just show up. That's it. I pack my bag. He's got the flights booked. He's got the boarding passes. He making sure we get to the check-in on time. He remembers where the car is parked. He does it all.
And he's a gamer. All right, listeners, find you a gamer mate.
Oh, God. But, be careful because some of them toxic. I've seen a couple. But just be diligent and find your person.
So, okay, I wanted to do this episode on something happy because it's been heavy for the past couple weeks. And I'm going to throw in just a level of, let's not do cognitive dissonance. If you've made it 30 minutes into this podcast and you have not called a senator about calling a ceasefire now, I'm going to recommend doing that. You can write them. You can text them. You can contact them on Instagram. You can also boycott. You could also use Google and do your research and then come to a decision and then stand on it.
Oh, God. And make sure it's the right one, though. Stand on the right one. Because if you do the research and choose the wrong side, I have a lot of questions.
Right?
That need answers expeditiously.
Yes, but that is on a side note. Liberate the Palestinians. Liberate the people in Congo. Liberate the people in Sudan. We're going to take a quick break and we will be right back. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the cuffing season when you're single, right? Because I just gave y'all 30 minutes of love, of happiness, of joy, of connection. Let's talk about cuffing season single.
Girl, I don't have no expertise, but I hear it's real ghetto out here in these streets.
It is. It's pretty tragic. And I don't want to say tragic, and I don't want to say all the good ones are taken. I think that
the good ones are hard to find.
The good ones are hard to find, but I think that my tastes have changed. I'm super selective now. So I think I'd rather be alone than be
with a piece of a man.
Yeah.
Or be with somebody that can't fully commit.
Right.
Girl, I respect that.
And so I feel like during this time, I feel like it's like a great time to like lean into your fashions, lean into your hobbies, lean into your friendships, all of those intimate connections, because I feel like during this time, I think it could be pretty easy to just say, I just don't want to be alone in the winter. Like I just want, an extra snuggle here and there.
Yes, but don't just pick anybody now. Still be selective.
Right. And even I've been actually like extremely selective. I started my Just For Me July, and I've been like sticking with it because I just want you to blow my dress up. You know what I mean? Like I want to be swept off my feet, and not in a love bomb way, in a you're dope as fuck kind of way.
Yes. Those are vibes. Those are vibes.
Right? And so I'm like looking for that. Not even really looking though, because what I'm trusting in is that the universe is going to bring it to me. Like I'm not closing doors, right? And I also have some windows.
I respect that. You're not closing doors, but you're not sprinting through every door you see.
Like I'm just not. I'd rather not. I'd rather not. It's tragic out here.
Girl, I thank God mine moved with me, because if I'd have had to start over, I mean, I'd have done it. Don't get me wrong now.
Right.
But I would have complained about it the whole way.
You picked Dallas because of a job, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But that, and just because I wanted to be somewhere farther away. Like, all of my family is completely East Coast bound from top to bottom.
Like New York down?
So New York to Florida, everything. So I was like, I don't want to be in Florida. I don't want to go north because it just gets pricier.
Mm-hmm.
And those winters, girl, I cannot. North Carolinians get a little bit of ice and lose their mind. There's no way you can give me full snow.
Well, you've been in Texas when it gets cold and icy. They don't know how to live.
They don't. It's ghetto. But I'm at this point, I'm convinced nobody knows how to live unless you're in the north. I feel like Northerners have a good grasp of winter.
Right.
And that's people from the north, not people who just moved there.
Fair.
But
so I feel like now coming into it, cuffing.
I don't care if I have known you for 40 years or 5 minutes. You deserve a good man. So for you, we don't know each other like terribly well, but for you, I would still say you strike me as the type that wants like a very down to earth kind of guy. Like somebody who enjoys like traveling and things, but somebody who's not like super uptight. Somebody that can just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Somebody who can chill. Somebody who can go out and party. Somebody who can go travel. Somebody who can just hang out and just kind of exist amongst like different planes of life, which to me is like I like to call it like a multifaceted kind of man, because I feel like a lot of people in general, not just men, go through periods where they're just stuck in one era.
Sedentary.
Yes, I'm in my party era. This is all I do. I'm in my house era. This is all I do. But I think I feel like your man is kind of somebody who can just move how you move, because you strike me as the type that truly can just go with the flow. Granted, you create the flow, but once it's created, though, you're just like, these are my plans, and we're sticking to them. Yeah, it is what it is. So, yeah, and somebody who loves these little girls here, Tina and Stella.
Yes, I need dog lovers for sure.
Absolutely. I can't handle somebody that it's like, oh, I kind of like dogs. No. If I have dogs, you have to love dogs. This is your life. Right? They are your life now. These are your babies, our babies.
Right? Like, I'm going to ask you to take them out in the morning when I don't want to go.
Oh, God, look, and you better not complain about it.
At all. Just get it.
I don't want to hear it, baby. Yeah, no, definitely somebody definitely well cultured.
Yes.
You do not strike me as the type that you could date somebody who just hasn't seen nothing, has no desire to see nothing, didn't want to, I'm not saying everybody needs to go out and have doctorate degrees, but you just strike me as the type that you want a man well cultured and well read.
Yes.
Somebody with some knowledge, because I can't date somebody that ain't got nothing in there.
Yeah.
So that's your type.
Yeah. Dang. I mean,
I read you. You're welcome.
Thank you. I'm hoping for that, but I'm just hoping for that. I want that for me, and I'm not settling for anything else. Okay, so let's make this more fun, right? What are your icks?
Ooh. My icks, girl, I got a bunch, but let's narrow it down. My biggest ick is an overbearing family that you won't check. That's huge. I know.
That you won't check?
That the partner won't check their family members.
Name a family on TV. We watch reality TV.
No, I think it's 90 Day Fiancé.
I do watch 90 Day Fiancé.
Swelu and girl, what's that girl named? Kalani? Was it Kalani?
Yeah. His mom and his sister.
Now,
oh my God.
That I cannot handle.
Did you read her statement?
No. And girl, I don't want to. But I did see the clip.
Kalani.
I did see the clip where they're divorcing and she's got a new man or whatever. And I was like, thank God. I feel like
that her second child was conceived by rhymes with grape.
Girl, not it rhymes with grape.
Like Asuelo.
I feel like I sound like somebody Baptist grandma when I hum like that, but it's fine.
It's the North Carolina
girl. Ooh,
he's such a piece of trash.
You know what's so crazy though? When I first started watching it, I felt for him at first because
it made it seem like he was so lost and
was just doing his best to make. So that's my beef with the media though. They be painting incompetent ass dudes to be like, oh my God, he's having such a hard time in life. Girl, we all having a hard time in life.
I always say I need to walk through life with the confidence
to do stupid shit and face no
consequences. White dude.
Yes.
No offense, y'all, but
it's just a mediocre dude. Because I've seen a lot of these ethnicities with the goddamn audacity. Mountains and mountains and mountains of audacity. Mount Everest audacity types. But yeah, no, girl. So like stuff like that. Anybody who has a family that just feels like they can comment on
Those were
anything,
my ex-in-laws.
girl. See, that bothers me. Like my boyfriend's mom.
And
thank God.
About the microaggressions, but you go, and then I'll tell you.
My boyfriend's mom has her moments, and every time she kind of just does something slightly weird, I'm just like, "Hey, yo, look." But I thank God I date a man who, anytime he feel like she out of line, he go ahead and let her know, like, "Hey, yo, no, that's not too much."
See,
not too much.
I had to literally be like, it took like a while for my ex-husband to be like, not too much, and I would be like, "What the fuck?
Why did it take you 40 years?"
While, I mean years.
Yeah, no, see,
and barely when he did.
See, for me, it's like I can't move like that because I am a very like nice person, and I pride myself on being very like personable.
Mm-hmm.
But baby, at the end of the day, Scorpio is gonna Scorpio.
Listen, I'm a Libra. I'm not.
Don't play with me.
2, 3, or 4. Okay, I'm polite,
but I will ruin your shit. Yes,
but
don't play with me, ho.
Exactly.
Don't play with your mama. Mm-hmm. Don't pick up a video game. Don't play with me though.
Right.
So like, thank God I date a man who. So anyway, long tangent. Other icks. Jealous types are an ick for me.
I find it really
anybody
endearing.
Who questions. I think it's a difference between being concerned and anybody who's questioning my every freaking move.
Well, that's not jealousy. That's controlling.
Which to me, they go hand in hand to a degree. I feel like people who have jealous tendencies can quickly spiral into the controlling aspect. They don't always,
right?
But they kind of
close.
It's given neck and neck.
I find it, and this is probably a toxic trait of mine. Like I find it mildly attractive, not the controlling part. Like I don't. I'm about to say, I'm not. Not that one. But like if I'm out, right? I really like. I like a possessive spouse because I am, right? Like if I'm out and someone like comes up to you or something and it feels like, what the hell? Like I am the type. Oh yeah. Like, excuse me.
Okay, that's fair. That I feel like that is very casual. Yes, that's very kind of standard.
Like sexy, like a fun vibe. And I feel like it has to be vice versa.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Right? That's fair. Mine don't be out the house, so I don't have to worry about. I don't have to worry about him being approached.
How dare you?
What's one more ick? Anybody who's not well read is an ick to me. And now, I'm not saying that in the like, and I don't mean like I expect people up here reading all the classics. I'm not trying to hit you, have people hitting people with Pride and Prejudice and stuff. But you need to be reading something, even if it's nothing but fantasy series.
I love fantasy series.
But you need to read something like. Me personally, I read a lot of horror. Horror, mystery, thriller is my vibe.
I love a good thriller.
I mean,
I haven't had something knock me off my feet like Gone Girl since Gone Girl.
Thank you. I want something to have me in its clutches, baby.
I need something.
I want one more chapter it to death.
You know what? Okay. Okay, so I feel like my icks would be bad manners.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Especially at restaurants.
Yes, like table manners.
Anybody who is rude to service staff,
I can't.
Disgusts me.
Yeah.
In the nastiest of ways. Like I hope the earth opens up and swallows you whole in this very second.
Not only that, but also actual table manners, like eating with food on your face, and you know what I mean? Just like sloppy. That sloppy is an ick for me, and sloppy in a way that's like not messy, because I can be messy. It's sloppy.
It's a different vibe. Mm-hmm. It's one thing to get a little sauce on your face, but you feel it. Wipe it off.
Right. Okay. I feel like we've really chatted about like the fun things. So I feel like we can pick our things for checking in and pick our souvenir, shall we?
Well, I already picked my souvenir, baby. Revel in it. That's my souvenir.
Souvenir. Revel in it. Okay.
Revel in it. That one spoke to me.
Okay. And what are you going to check in? And it can be anything.
What are you checking in?
I'm checking in because I can't take it with me. I think I'm going to check in feeling weird about not being cuffed during cuff season.
You know what?
I think honestly, maybe this is the first time ever that I don't really feel that weird about it. And like I'm going to a wedding in December, and I feel like I have some upcoming holiday things, and I feel like I'm going to be flying solo, and I think I want to check in the pressure of feeling like I need a +1 for like these events.
Ooh, girl.
During this season.
I respect that.
And I think the souvenir that I'm going to take with me is feeling galvanized. I'm feeling galvanized, like hopeful for the future, hopeful. I know what I want. I'm going to find it. I know that liberation for the world is possible. So I'm going to keep fighting for it. I'm going to keep standing on business. And that's what I'm going to take with me.
Oh, girl, I love those. Okay, so I'm going to check in. Oh, God. I'm going to check in feeling the need to compare my relationship to other people's relationships.
Absolutely.
Because I find myself doing that a lot. Even when, like, I think I have a quote-unquote better relationship than somebody else has, I find myself comparing, and for what? Like, what's the point of that?
Right.
I saw a quote one time that
comparison's the thief of joy.
Girl, get out my head right now. Get out my head right now. Because ever since I have seen that, every time I have find myself comparing something that's not like, should I buy this or should I buy that? I'm like, hey, stop.
Right.
You're stealing your joy right now.
Literally. It's literally. Yeah.
Stealing my own joy. Mm-hmm. So that I'm definitely checking in because that's got to go, baby. Yeah. It's got to go. And then my souvenir is definitely revel in it. Enjoy the moments you're in, even if it's not the perfect scenario that you want to be in.
Right.
Even if you're not in the best place for yourself, like financially or physically or whatever. Mm-hmm. Revel in it, baby. Because you're going to change for the better or for the worse. Revel in this moment and keep thugging it until you get to where you want to be in life.
Literally. And also, I mean, it's not really promised, so...
so have a good time. Right. Have a good time. Don't do nothing stupid though. Don't be ridiculous, but revel in it.
Yes, I think that is the perfect way to close this episode. Where can listeners find you?
You guys can find me on Facebook, Tiara C. Carroll. You can also find me on other things, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm incognito on social media, so you will see that I don't be posting nothing, but I be lurking in the shadows. I like to keep up with other folks, but there's nothing I feel like about myself that I want people to keep up on. But I post here and there, so find me on Facebook. I use that predominantly more than I use anything else.
Awesome. Well, that is a perfect segue to I just started actually the Baggage Claim Facebook page, so I will share that with you and listeners if you want to. Follow the podcast or listen to clips or episodes on our Facebook page. It's under Baggage Claim Podcast. And then if you also, all of the episodes, if you ever want to leave a voice memo, if you ever want to talk about your baggage, be a guest or leave a comment, you can go to my website, which is checkyourbags.com. My Instagram is checkingyourbaggage. And as I close every episode, everyone has baggage. It looks different. Sometimes it's like nice baggage. Sometimes it's shitty baggage. And the gift, I feel like, is you get to choose what you carry. So thank you as always for listening. Yes. And have a good night.
Have a good night. Catch you next month, friends.